just keeping up with this storm coming Florence. Apparently it was going to hit us, and now it might not even rain. Who knows? Anyway, welcome back to Truth and Travel. I'm Vic Ramirez. You can call me Vic. Welcome to the show. As the program is called Truth and Travel, we're going to tell the truth about my travels and what I've experienced. And this is mainly for people who are interested in buying a business. I took a year and a half to literally find a business for my employers now. We were looking for a business on the East Coast to open, specifically a restaurant, and I'm going to share with you some things that you probably want to consider before you get into bed with a lease, a partner, rent, or buying something. Remember, it's just like a marriage, no different. You have better be ready and prepared. This is not to discourage you. This is to absolutely encourage you and give you some tips and tricks and the things that I've seen. It was a wonderful experience for me, and I just want to share it with you, honestly. I think there's a lot of important factors that people just have a huge misunderstanding before they buy a business. So one thing you want to do is definitely check the demographic of your area. How many people are there? How many people are spending money? What's the median household? How much do they make? Are there more women than males? Are there more males than women? Are there, what's the amount of marriages in the area or families? How many single people are in the area? How many people are old? How many people are young? I mean, it's just so many things and people don't even think to take that first step. And I never thought of it until I actually got paid to go out there and survey. It's been a hell of an experience, but that's the first thing you probably want to consider before you even step foot into a door and before you even try to rent anything. Check the area and see what is around. And then you got to think about your intentions. Are you ready to compete? If there's 4 pizza shops in one block, and I've seen this, there's about 5 to 7 different pizza shops in that one street that cater to how many people? Who knows? That's one thing you got to consider. How many pizzas can be sold at a certain time? Sure, the Super Bowl, you'll be popping. You'll have a line out the door for sure, and many phone calls. But that has to be year round, and I'm not saying that you have to be busy year round like that. Absolutely not. Seasons are seasons for a reason. However, these are just some things you must consider. So if you're ready to compete, yeah, go into a neighborhood where they have 7 pizza shops already and put your pizza shop in there, and you better have the best damn pizza. I'll tell you what, because these people are loyal to the other businesses, and the only reason why they're going to leave their comfortable environment where they already order is because there's a problem. And when there's a problem, now you're pushing buttons with other people. So that's a very competitive situation you'll put yourself into. So that's one thing you have to consider. Can you do it better? And if you can, why is it better? And if it just goes on. There's just so many things to think about, and you better have a lot of money to compete as well, or ready to lose a lot of money for sure, because now you got to find employees. Are you doing it to just have a sustainable life? This is understandable. Some people just want to open up a business and say, I just want to sustain and chill and just live the rest of my life and not have to work for anyone. Yeah, you can do that, but still you got to go back to the demographic. How many people are there? How many people are willing to spend money? Are you doing it to get rich? Realistically, if it's a pizza shop, coffee shop, Mexican restaurant, whatever restaurant you want to put there, that's a huge gamble. Now, we're talking about a normal business. We're not talking about something like the Taj Mahal or the Hard Rock Cafe. If you want to get rich off of a pizza shop or a coffee shop, it's not going to happen. You have to be realistic with yourself. I'm not trying to discourage you. People who do become rich and wealthy off of businesses that are as small as coffee shops, it's most likely because they own other businesses and they own other of the same, like a franchise or a chain of restaurants. Yes, that is realistic. You can become rich and wealthy off of that. However, it has to be more than at least 7 or 10. It's not going to happen with 3 or 4. So we have to be realistic with ourselves. Say you want to go into a neighborhood and you don't want to compete, but you do want to make above average. That is possible. You just got to find the right spot. How many people, how many cars are driving by? Remember, some brokers will give you numbers, and I've been through this. Brokers are just like hilarious to me because I've met so many within the past year and a half when I was surveying, and they'll give you numbers like 50,000 cars pass by each day. But how many cars are going to actually stop to get your business? There's a rule that I learned on the block in Virginia Beach, and this was one of the owners of The Edge, and he told me specifically, just do it by 3%. If you're going to put out flyers or put a business there and 50,000 cars are going to pass by each day, count on 3% of those people even looking at your place. 3% of those people that looked at your place, that 3% of those people are going to come in and actually consume. The biggest problem I see with a lot of people that I know, I'm not going to say friends, family, relatives, I'm just going to say the people that I know, a lot of them want to open up a business in their own neighborhood or town because they feel like, you know, it's pride. This is what they've done. It is where they've been all their life. And now they want to show that it's a lot of it has to do with pride. And when you open up a business because of pride, you already set yourself up for failure because you're not being realistic. You only put in a business there because that's what you want. But with the business, you have to cater to what the people want. You have to cater to what the business needs, not what you want. If you open up the pizza shop on the same block and you start putting all different types, you just change the cheese completely compared to what the other pizza shops have, and people come to your shop and they're like, well, this doesn't taste right, it tastes kind of funny, why don't you guys taste like that one up the street? I am never going to discourage anyone to say don't do it how you want to do it, it's your business, etc. I get it 100%. However, if the mass majority of people are demanding that, not that you have to change anything, you don't want to go against the grain, you actually want to go with the flow of business on that street. And that all depends, like I said, if you want to be successful, competitive, if you just want to do it the way you want to do it, by all means go for it. It just makes it a little harder depending on where you actually put. You probably want to have a following. Most importantly, how much money do you have? Do you have enough money to go through this? This is how much money that you need to have. You need to have money for your own life. You have to have money for the business's life. You have to have money for lawyers. You have to have money for insurance, rich or not, doesn't matter. You have to make sure that you have enough money to sustain that business. Although you are rich, you can still lose money. You don't want to lose money. You want to make money, or you want to sustain it to the point that you make money. However, I'm just telling you my experience from what I looked for when I was looking for a business. So you always just want to make sure you have enough money to sustain everything. Sustain it for 5 years if you can, if you have that much money. Just be realistic with how are you going to pay. You obviously want the business to start paying for itself, for sure. But to get to that point, sometimes it takes more. And it's not that, some businesses you could do it in a year. Some businesses you could do it in 6 months. Some businesses you could profit in 5 years. It all depends on what type of business you have. So don't compare one business to the other because everything has its circumstances. It's all contrary to a situation. And it all depends on where you put your business. Another thing you got to think of, once you get this business, who's running it? Are you running it? Are you prepared? Do you have a family? Are you ready to be a slave to this business? Because in certain circumstances, if you don't have employees, you're the last resort to your business. And of course, you want to be the front man on the front lines to actually produce the business. Absolutely, it's your money, your business, but you want to be the last resort to do everything. I'm not saying that just because you're a business owner, you shouldn't work. Because if anyone knows me, I'm first on hand, front line to take care of everything. But it shouldn't be that way. You should have all your employees set to do their jobs and not have to do everyone's job. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. So you have to watch who you hire in general. Like I said, I'm not trying to discourage you saying, oh, you're going to be a slave to your business. You're stupid if you want to own a business. So be realistic and do not be discouraged. Like a normal YouTuber that gives you advice about health, the law, or even animals, a lot of them do not claim to be doctors, lawyers, or veterinarians. I'm giving you this advice off of my experience, and I'm sure that a lot of professionals and experts can agree with a lot of the things that I'm saying. They could probably disagree, and if you disagree, please leave a comment. Teach me. We're all learning here. So I do not claim to be an expert on this. This is just a crash course to just encourage you when you're looking for a business. These are just some of the things you probably want to look for. I hope everybody stays safe during this hurricane. Hurricane Florence is coming. There's a lot of mass confusion, especially where I'm at in North Virginia. They cut out school yesterday, and now today there's school tomorrow. So it's just like, well, who knows what's going to happen? Just stay safe, be prepared, be diligent. Do not put your guard down regardless of the fact. And I would say, honestly, be ready to help others. Make sure you take care of yourself, but always be ready to help others, because if you're in a jam and you get flooded out, you're going to be reaching out for a hand. So always have your hand prepared to reach out. So just do what you can. Everybody be safe. Love and peace to all. I'll see you in the next show.